everyone, it's Eva. Welcome to my channel. I'm trying to make a fairly quick update to explain a new direction I'm taking my tarot weaving series in. As you can probably tell from the title that I think I'll be giving this video, I am creating a second channel to do my tarot readings on. And that channel's name is Inner Flame Tarot. I've already got a couple readings up there and I'm going to try to add more about every week, 1 or 2 videos. So the reason for this is because it's become pretty clear that YouTube has 2 different audiences primarily for tarot, and the one that this channel speaks to is for those insiders who love to talk about decks and new cardstocks and the history of tarot and all those good things. And I still want to make videos for this channel, but in order for my tarot readings to find their own audience, I really have to put them on a separate channel, because there's a whole nother audience out there who doesn't care about decks and history of tarot. They want to just get guidance for their lives from tarot. This is something that Spirit put on my heart back in May. It's kind of a shock to me that I should make videos and make them public, but it's really come to my attention that this is Spirit's gift to me as a way to help me recover the voice I lost when I suppressed it all those years in the church. So my hope is to just sit down each week and receive the messages that come through from Spirit, and hopefully over time I'll have a catalog of work that will speak to people out there who it's intended for. And I know that won't be everybody on this channel, but if any of you care to follow me there and lend me some support, I would be very grateful. But otherwise, I completely understand if that's not your thing, and I'm just happy to have your support here. And so now I'm going to switch over to some cards from the Weaver's Oracle that help me figure out my path a little bit. And I think they're kind of interesting to all of us who read tarot. So I know many of you know this deck, and today I'm going to share on 2 cards that came up for me in a reading I did about the kind of content I'd be making. Edge and weft. I'll go over edge first. As I read these, what is that? As I read these, think about how they might pertain to tarot readings. So, she is called Udigan of the Lost Drum, and it says she is guardian of the land. The cold story must be told and will be heard. That is what the Ice Woman said to them. She explained that for some it could not be the story they were seeking and would melt around their ears like snow. For others it would be like a shard of frozen air piercing the heart, changing and rearranging their memories, their own stories, and the very roads on which they walked. Across those frozen years the Udigan's feet laid deep prints in the snow. Sometimes she took the daughters to the edge of the icy lake and showed them where to look for the trails that she had left so long ago. Then she lifted her reindeer antlers to the stars and blew into her bone flute, sending its high summoning song through many generations of daughters. I trust you with this land, she said to them, but perhaps you do not know where to stand on this frozen lake, which direction to face, which voice to use to bring the cold story out of the ice. Then the daughters yearned for that cold story, pining for all the brittle, translucent, blazing, dark entirety of it. They stood there together in that smoky white emptiness until they could hear the cold story coming, racing the hidden sun over ancient snow. And when at last it arrived, they reached out their hands and held on fast before it could speed away across the lake with the swirling herds of reindeer. She said to the daughters, "What is this cold story that you now grip so tightly in your fists? It is the primordial song of this northern land. It is a familiar voice whispering close into your ear. It is the memory of your reindeer soul." Now let me read from weft. Shaman Weaver of Mountains. She weaves the web of wise hands. This one will be from her braid. Old weavers have always used the yarns wound onto their sacred looms to measure out women's journeys and to create landscapes that anchor women to the mysteries of their lives. Their wise hands are the source of enduring and transforming mythologies. To walk the warp is to enter into the body of the loom. The vertical strings guide the weaver down into the lap of the weaving. They form the bones of the fabric, and the routes along which the shades and textures of the cloth may be experienced and understood. To step the weft is to move across the broad plains and expanding vistas of the woven cloth, to follow each pattern created by those weaving fingers, to dip and rise with every horizontal thread as it describes a sister or a song or a soul. A responsive weft enriches the relationship between women and their wise weavings. And finally, across the finished cloth, the weaver will dance the spiral round. This is the moment when the energy of the weaving is fully manifested, the fabric finished, and her hands folded and still. All the prayers and spells and insights that have been caught into the woven yarn and stored upon the loom continue to turn. That power is constantly being recharged and released as sister after sister embarks on her journey inside the sacred weaving house. Together the women bind the magic of the threads, together they free the spirit of the cloth, and the spiral dance across the looms continues as new generations of women place their hands onto the strings. So what that really, together with the other one, reminded me of, or what it clicked in my mind, especially one night when I went walking, and this beautiful, warm, late summer wind accompanied me on my walk, reminding me of many memories of childhood, was how I, at least, love to sit with spirit, pull out the cards, and let a story emerge. And I saw in the first one with Edge that what I was doing was sacred work to hear the stories that were coming from our ancestors, perhaps, that were coming from the spirit realm. Not always, but some of the time. And what I saw with Weft is that when we build our tarot readings, we start with a structure, or we start with our best intentions, and we start to lay out the cards, and then we pull some more clarifiers, and we are using the warp and the weft of the loom to build that tarot reading. So the warp being like the spread structure, and the weft being the cards that we lay along it. And over time, a message starts to emerge, and there's this moment when it all kind of clicks, or it goes deeper and deeper, and I consider that the spiral, dancing the spiral round, where you feel the energy building and you sense the magic and you can express something really profound sometimes. And that's when you know it's not just a simple laying of some pictures and words, but there's an art to it. It has a soul. And the idea that we can then film that and put that out there, and that every person who comes across that will get something different from it, but it will help to release some truth for them, some magic for them. So, all of that said, I am still very much a beginner at this, but I know that until I work at it and try different things, I'll never get better. So I'm just faithfully showing up, trying to catch the soul wind, as I call it. Weave a landscape, weave something that other people can recognize as best I can. And honestly, it's both very challenging, daunting, but also very thrilling and fun. I will be keeping the original 3 videos on this channel as far as I know. The reason for that is because I appreciate the comments that were left. I appreciate people taking the time for that, and I don't want to lose those comments. And also, I think they kind of like are a seed here for anybody who comes along this channel and would enjoy that other channel. They sort of point the way over there. Hi again. So if that sounds like something that would interest you, I'd really appreciate you checking out that channel. If not, I will continue to post here anything that I want to say about upcoming decks, or things I'm using in my collection, or to do VRs and hashtags in the TarotTube community. That's something I still really enjoy doing, and I intend to make time for that as well. So, thanks for all your support here and over there. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.